Hey guys, I wanted to take a look at this comic that I just read. It's been out for a couple years now, and some of you guys may be familiar with it. It's called The Last Ronin, and this is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic told in the style of, sort of in the vein of Dark Knight Returns or Spider-Man Reigns, in the sense that it is the last adventure of the Ninja Turtles, the last Ninja Turtle story. And it's dark just like those other stories as well. One of the cool things about this is that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, the original creators of the Turtle, were involved. And after many years of not working on the property together, so it was kind of an exciting thing when it came out. And just to give you a quick summary, like I said, this is the last Ninja Turtle story. Well, as far as if continuity and timeline and stuff, obviously they're going to keep making Ninja Turtle stories, and obviously there may be things further out in the timeline if they do a sequel to this, or if they do something in a different continuity, a different canon. But this is supposed to be the final tale, and it follows the last surviving Ninja Turtle as he goes on a mission to end the war between the Hamato clan and the Oroku clan, the basically Splinter, his master Splinter's clan, and his enemy, the Shredder's clan. Except for those guys are gone. Shredder is long gone. Splinter is also pretty long gone. All of this turtle's siblings are gone, and he is the last remaining. You can see that he has many of the other turtles' weapons on his back. So you can see the bow staff, the sai, the katana. I believe you might be able to see nunchucks in there. Actually, I think those may not be the nunchucks, but I'm sure they're somewhere in there. And I'm going to get into some spoilers, so if you don't want to hear anything, leave now. But the identity of this last Ninja Turtle, it's kind of kept secret for the first issue, but then we find out at the end of the issue that it's actually Michelangelo. So which is interesting. He's not the last one that I would think to be standing, because he's generally not as serious. I'd think it would be someone like Leonardo, who seems to have more fighting knowledge, but due to circumstances, he is the last one. So overall, this follows his mission to put down the grandson of the Shredder and end the fight between their warring clans. And there's a lot of callbacks. We see a lot of old characters, either in present time or in flashbacks. So, April's in here, Casey Jones, I think it's Fugitoid or the robot, Baxter Stockman, Karai is sort of in there, who is the daughter of the Shredder, if you don't know. And overall, I thought this was good, but I did have some qualms with it. So I did want to keep reading it to the end, but there were some things that kind of bothered me. Let's get into the good stuff actually first. Let's talk about this art. This is really amazing art here. And you can see some of the amazing art throughout this whole series. So I'm just going to flick to some random pages, try to find some good art to show you. I really like how the turtles are drawn here, how the action scenes are drawn. I think they did a great job at that. We're going to go to maybe page 64. This is sort of a showdown with Raphael here, and I think that might be Karai. And just excellent work on the art, as I was saying. That is one of the big pluses of this book, and also the way that they do the fight sequences. They feel very visceral, very kinetic. Really love that. It feels like there's a few different artists. There's definitely a different artist here, but there's not any that I hate. Even this kind of rough style kind of evokes some of the old art I've seen on the Ninja Turtles, so I don't really mind it. From start to finish, the story's interesting. But here, this is a good piece of art I wanted to show you. So this is just sort of Michelangelo alone, kind of figuring things out. And you see his brothers back here, who actually are kind of figments of his imagination at this point. He's got some survivor's guilt. And probably one of my biggest critiques, you got to realize I kind of grew up on the cartoon Ninja Turtles. I was never really into the Mirage Ninja Turtles. I think I read maybe the first issue or two just after many years wanting to see what it was about. But as someone who came from the cartoon Ninja Turtles, some of this was kind of weird because Michelangelo, he to me, he just seems like Raphael. He seems angry. Now, I know he's been through a lot, but that was something I remember having trouble with even in the when I would read some of the more adult Mirage Ninja Turtles, is they all seemed alike. You know, you're supposed to have one of the big things about Ninja Turtles, everybody can identify with one, right? Maybe you're the leader, the responsible one like Leonardo, maybe you're the hothead like Raphael, the joker like Michelangelo, or the smart guy like Donatello. And in some comics where they try to make it too serious, they don't really differentiate the characters as much. So as I'm reading this, he's feeling more like Raphael, even though, you know, he seems, I know he's been through a lot and that would make anybody angry. It's not something I particularly liked in this. That would be kind of my main criticism, I'd say. Let's see if I can find, I don't want to show you the whole comic, but just a few, like there's a nice piece of artwork there. So I wish they would have, there's even a part in the comic where Michelangelo meets April's daughter with Casey Jones. Her name's Casey Marie. And as they're meeting, she's like, "Oh, you're supposed to be the funny one." And I swear, Michelangelo did not do a single funny thing in this whole book. So it just kind of came out kind of like, well, he's supposed to be the funny one. You know, even the flashbacks, he didn't really seem like he was all that funny. And I like having more of a, you know, differentiation in the Turtles, more extreme differentiations. Like I said, I grew up on the cartoons, the original cartoons. I really like the Nickelodeon cartoons, the original movies. Those were a little darker, but they still kept the personalities in there. I did not feel them coming out in here. And also the Archie comics. I read those quite a bit as well. So I wish they could have found a better balance, and I think it would have been better. There's been so many Ninja Turtles continuities. What is this the ending for? Is it really the ending for the original Mirage, or is this just sort of any Ninja Turtle, you know, put it into the end, just the idea of the Ninja Turtles, and it's not really holding to any sort of continuity? For that reason, I think it might have been better to make Raph the last survivor, because a lot of people are going to be like me. They're coming to this from the cartoons or from some other medium, and Michelangelo is going to seem very strange to them how he's acting. So you know, and if you were going to do a story where he was undergoing trauma and he's trying to recover that, get some of his humor back, that might make a little more sense. But no, it's basically just sort of I don't want to say a revenge story, but kind of is. And that would have really fit Raphael a lot better. A lot of great costume designs in here, by the way. So that was kind of my thing, because then if you made Raphael, everybody know, no matter where you're in, what continuity, you know he's the hothead, and you know that he's going to be angry and looking for revenge, and it's going to make sense that he's going to act this way. This Michelangelo may make sense to the Mirage, people who have grown up on Mirage comics, but for most people coming to Ninja Turtles, that's not how they were introduced to him. Other criticism I'd say is the main villain in this wasn't that compelling. He, you know, just seemed like an evil force, and that's okay because it was more focused. This whole thing was more focused on Michelangelo, but you know, I would have liked to see Shredder return. I know he's dead, but it's comic books. Bring him back. I don't want to see Shredder's grandson that I don't have any attachment to in a final showdown against Michelangelo. But that said, it's still worth a read. I would still recommend picking it up if you're a Ninja Turtle fan. Just don't expect going into it that it's going to be like the cartoon or anything like that. Expect that this is going to be more of the adult Ninja Turtles, so to speak, right? And, you know, like I said, it's very dark. 3 of the turtles are dead before, aside from flashbacks, you don't see them. Casey Jones is dead. Splinter's dead. April has lost an arm and a leg. Okay, so this is definitely a darker take. But even though it was not quite the personalities I liked or the type of stories, because I'm used to this was more focused on the ninja side of the Turtles, the honor of the Turtles. While we do have a bunch of mousers here and some weird stuff with robots and cyborgs, I'm used to seeing a lot of weird mutants and stuff from the cartoon. There was always a mutant, a robot, or whatever, and it didn't really focus on the ninja side. This comic really does focus on the ninja side. So if you're okay with that, I would definitely recommend picking it up. I'd probably give it an 8.5. If you are a fan of the darker take on the Turtles, you might give it even a 9.5. Because I think that it really does accurately, or it does kind of feed into that fan base. But for me personally, it's not quite my thing. But yeah, hope that this helped you out and decide if this is something you want to pick up. Let me know what you think of it if you do read it in the comments. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.